Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, June 11th, at 3:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 741 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Andrew Giuliani gets into shouting match with TikTok personality as he campaigns to be NY governor. Nuclear bomb detectors sniff out another find, a new group of blue whales, study says. Justice Department will review restrictive GOP voting laws. Biden tells Chuck Schumer to go ahead with calls for $50,000 in student debt cancellation. They were fighting on a flight to Fort Lauderdale, then came smoke, very frightening. Why would anybody play this, PlayStation Plus most notorious quote. Another respiratory illness is spreading across the South, CDC warns. What is RSV? Sausage Wars, Boris Johnson hints he may rip up EU rulebook over trade with Northern Ireland. Brewdog boss vows to learn after toxic culture criticism. Ex-state trooper sent himself nude photos from woman's phone after crash. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Facebook just bought the Fortnite of VR, The Verge. Congress looks to break up big tech with bold new antitrust bills, New York Post. Euro 2020, Italy beat Turkey as delayed tournament kicks off, Al Jazeera English. Barr distances himself from Trump-era subpoenas of Democratic lawmakers, Politico. Netflix, Kevin Durant's own bodyguard ran onto court to break up Game 3 scuffle between KD, PJ Tucker, CBS Sports. Chicago police officer who vowed to save the nation arrested for alleged role in January 6 U.S. Capitol attack, USA Today. China's new rover captures unique selfie on Mars, Gizmodo. China's new anti-foreign sanctions law sends a chill through the business community, NPR. Jupiter's legacy, battles over budgets, executive purge factor in cancellation, Hollywood Reporter. Roundup, here are 6 things Apple didn't announce during WWDC 2021 9-5 Mac. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Lobster diver swallowed by humpback has a whale of a tale to tell. Halle Berry talks being name-dropped in songs, I'm flattered I'm still remembered. 14 microaggressions LGBTQ people deal with all the time. Chicago cop arrested in January 6 attack allegedly texted we inside the Capitol LMFAO. Sarah Jessica Parker kicks off Sex and the City revival filming with epic throwback. Biden to return diverted border wall money, spend down rest. Former Wisconsin teacher to plead guilty to filming undressed students. White House seeks to boost awareness of checks coming to parents. Justice Department launches probe into Trump Department of Justice's use of secret subpoenas. Congress passes bill to designate Pulse nightclub as national memorial. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. St. Louis restaurants forced to cut hours. Pop-up clinics offer more ways to get vaccinated. Teacher who was at Capitol riot to be reinstated. Merger leaves residents without garbage pickup. Teens accused of stealing guns from store. Union Station prepares to host Auschwitz exhibition. Student graduates with diploma and 2 degrees. Kentucky's mask mandate, restrictions end. Limo company transports Toledo workers to rural factories. What the wing shortage means for Buffalo. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Biden plans to restore protections to Tongass National Forest in Alaska. In leak investigation, tech giants are caught between courts and customers. FDA tells Johnson & Johnson 60 million doses cannot be used. Justice Department, Johnson & Johnson, French Open, your Friday evening briefing. Zoos are bad for animals. Justice Department will investigate Trump-era seizure of lawmakers' data. How to think outside your brain. We are not fated to be fanatics. Pulitzer winners include the New York Times and BuzzFeed News. Italy defeats Turkey in Euro 2020 opener. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association opposes Biden OPM nominee over stance on critical race theory. Jana Kramer is in an entanglement with Bachelorette Alan Graham amid divorce. Entrepreneur disputes White House claims she misrepresented herself as Univision reporter at Harris presser. Carol Roth, GameStop, AMC was just the beginning, it looks like our entire economy is rigged. Nebraska man sentenced to death for strangling, dismembering Tinder date and evil group sex fantasy. CNN's Jim Acosta rejects Jake Tapper's ban of election liars on air, they need to be interviewed. Chicago police officer charged in U.S. Capitol riot, assigned to desk duty. Florida public shooter previously said he wanted to kill people and children, sheriff. Black Lives Matter infighting reaches a boiling point as members demand accountability. Pennsylvania explosion that leveled multiple homes set in motion by hoarding complaints, police say. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, June 11th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Oh my god, I'm in a whale's mouth, lobster diver says he was nearly swallowed by whale off Cape Cod. Suspect who broke into home using ceramic rabbit held at gunpoint by homeowner until deputies arrive. Stream the Palmetto Championship. Some federal unemployment benefits run out this weekend. How long does your state have? Fourth stimulus check. Will you get another relief payment? We are rescuing countless animals. Doug thrown on using drones to save animals in series Doug to the Rescue. It is exploring what it means to be beautiful. Aline Galindo on Paramount Plus SY Women Kill. Lindsay Arniak on SRX Racing opener at Stafford Speedway. This is going to be racing like nobody has ever seen. When will the pandemic end? Prices are ridiculous. Shoppers experience sticker shock at the grocery store. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Pubs across England, Wales and Scotland get ready for start of Euro 2020. Indian COVID variant is now in every council in England bar one, official data shows. Ex-Tory Minister Andrea leads some among Brexiteers receiving honours from the Queen. Harrison Ford, 78, films with Toby Jones on the set of Indiana Jones 5 in the Scottish borders. The caring army who refused to be cowed by COVID are honoured by the Queen. The Queen is greeted by Boris and his new wife Carrie as she arrives at the G7 summit in Cornwall. Gongs for Britain's jab heroes in Queen's birthday honours list. Serial killer who picked on the wrong woman. Amanda Platel, Carrie's G7 triumph will be galling to Boris Johnson's ex Marina Wheeler. Penny Lancaster is seen on patrol for the first time since becoming a qualified police officer. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. A political guide to the European Soccer Championships. The toll of Israeli strikes on Gaza, mapping the destruction left behind. What's on the menu for the G7 summit? Baked brie, toasted marshmallows and hot buttered rum. Death of prisoner from COVID-19 sparks protests as Bahrain battles outbreak. G7 in Cornwall aims to be first carbon-neutral summit. What will it take to offset all the jet fuel? Op-eds in a Chinese state tabloid slammed U.S. policy. The author works at the Pentagon. Brazil, UAE, Albania, Ghana and Gabon win UN Council seats. COVID-19 live updates. J&J to scrap about 60 million doses of its coronavirus vaccine. Queen Elizabeth honors key women in UK's rapid vaccine drive. Boris Johnson says he and President Biden are working together on case of Harry Dunn. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. In the mouth of the whale, lobster diver swallowed by humpback lives to tell the tale. Justice Department watchdog launches inquiry into seizure of Democrats' data, Live. Novak Djokovic beats Rafael Nadal in French Open 2021 semifinal, as it happened. Texas will build a wall along its border with Mexico, governor says. Italy make flying start to Euro 2020 with dominant opening win over Turkey. 20 photographs of the week. My dream was buried, the children of India orphaned by COVID. Emmanuel Macron and Joe Biden share a moment after G7 leaders photo, video. England's lockdown easing on June 21 likely to be delayed by up to 4 weeks. Pulitzer Board honors Darnella Frazier for her courageous George Floyd video. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Department of Justice Inspector General will investigate 2018 seizure of House Democrats' data. Governor signs law giving Nevada first presidential primary. Teen who recorded video of George Floyd's death recognized by Pulitzer Board. CDC to discuss reports of heart inflammation in young people after COVID vaccines. Gov says Kentucky succeeded by putting science over politics. McDonald's hit by data breach. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Trump official sees Democrats' Apple data. Teen who filmed George Floyd's murder given Journalism Award. The Queen, are you supposed to be looking as if you're enjoying yourself? Palestinian teenager shot dead in clash at protest. G7, Boris Johnson kicks off summit with plea to tackle inequality. COVID, celebrity Millennium Cruise guests test positive for virus. Oregon lawmaker ousted for allowing rioters into state capitol. UAE could be torturing detained activists, UN says. China marathon, officials punished over runner deaths. Ethiopia conflict, 33,000 Tigray children risk death from hunger, UN. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Governor Abbott says Texas will build a border wall. First threat of 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, forecasters eye developing tropical system in Gulf of Mexico. World surpasses 175 million COVID cases, G7 nations will share at least 1 billion vaccine doses, White House says, COVID-19 updates. AP top stories June 11 p. Queen Elizabeth II hosts G7 leaders, spouses. Swallowed by the whale, lobster diver caught by humpback whale off Massachusetts beach. Some J&J vaccine doses must be destroyed. Chicago police officer who vowed to save the nation arrested for alleged role in January 6 U.S. Capitol attack. Darnella Frazier, teen who recorded George Floyd's murder, awarded Pulitzer Prize special citation. Garland stepping up Department of Justice enforcement of voting laws. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. 3 LA County residents among latest winners in $50,000 COVID-19 vaccine lottery. LA Times Robert Greene awarded Pulitzer Prize for editorial writing. First heat wave of the season to bake Southern California amid worsening drought. Nearly $1 billion restored to California bullet train after Biden officials reverse Trump. Officials raise alarms about another respiratory virus as COVID-19 fades. Recall fever strikes California as angry voters take on politicians in large numbers. California COVID-19 plunges to new lows, fueling hope big reopening won't bring new surge. San Pedro Fish Market is leaving its longtime harbor home. What happens next? In this COVID-19 year, UCLA students return to campus for graduation. State Bar admits mistakes in handling complaints against Real Housewife Tom Girardi. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, June 11th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Frankfurt dissolves elite police unit over far-right chats. India's most famous yoga guru to take COVID vaccine after berating doctors and modern medicine. Navalny's top aide says Putin was done to put him in prison because it turned him into a symbol. BuzzFeed News has won its first Pulitzer Prize for exposing China's system for detaining Muslims. Newly discovered planet could have water clouds. Amazon rainforest destruction is accelerating, government data shows. Hungary proposes banning the promotion of homosexuality to children. Russian planes caught in serious breach of Danish airspace. With just 11% of people fully vaccinated, Brazil plans to allow vaccinated people to not wear face masks. Bolsonaro. Time running out to evacuate Afghans who helped U.S., advocates say. 10 Delta variant cases connected to outbreak at Calgary Hospital were fully immunized. Brazil's Amazon deforestation surges 67% in May as Bolsonaro pledges fall flat. A jihadist leader of Al-Qaeda who was responsible for the 2013 abduction and murder of French journalists Alain Dupont and Claude Verlon was killed in a French army strike. Parley said French forces in the Sahel region had killed 4 terrorists in an operation in northern Mali on June 5. Kim Jong-un declared K-pop vicious cancer that threatens North Korean culture. China punishes 27 officials after deadly ultramarathon kills 21 participants. The next headlines are from Forbes. Greatest match ever played, Novak Djokovic ends Rafael Nadal's 35-match winning streak at French Open. Bitmoven is building a better future for streaming movies and shows at home. Anheuser-Busch's latest campaign looks to mirror the anxiety and excitement of America reopening. Here's what the Justice Department will do to help voting rights as GOP imposes restrictions. Chicago police officer arrested for allegedly storming the Capitol, breaking into senator's office. Thanos creator Jim Starlin is drawing again and his new work is a blast. Disney World dropping indoor mask mandate. Ron Johnson wants to personally question Capitol police officers over January 6 riot. Biden returns $2 billion to military projects Trump set aside for border wall. Teen who filmed George Floyd's murder awarded honorary Pulitzer Prize. The next headlines are from Nature.com. 6 mentoring tips as we enter year 2 of COVID. Massive science funding bill passes U.S. Senate, but China focus worries researchers. Flurry of photos capture China's Hurong rover on surface of Mars. Not just sorcery, scientists build an invisible portal. A small earthquake could pose a big risk to a U.S. city. Does vaccinating adults stop kids from spreading COVID-19? Daily briefing, staggering success for anti-dengue mosquito trial. Mysterious fast radio bursts come in 2 distinct flavors. A year after lockdowns began, has research got any kinder? Scuba diving lizards and spots on Jupiter, May's best science images. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,711,117,935 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Maroon 5's 40 is more about bangers than memories, album review. Spotify closes in on deal with Color Daddy podcaster Alexandra Cooper. A3 Artists Agency promotes Alexis Cooper to VP of HR, Ulises Rivera to Director of Communications. How Love, Victor captures one parent struggle to accept her gay son exclusive. CWC's upfront rapping with rebound in demand for TV, streaming ads exclusive. You can buy clothes from Netflix's Walston, including the stunning tie-dye kaftan. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard talk Joya's new album and why Australia keeps rocking. Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore join Todd Haynes' drama May December. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un labels K-pop a vicious cancer, risks ire of fans. Betty costume designer untackling inherent gender bias in skating looks in Season 2. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A.G. Garland vows to defend voting rights as the cornerstone of American democracy. Skateboarding gives freedom to rural Indian teen in Netflix film, and in real life. China's new anti-foreign sanctions law sends a chill through the business community. Coronavirus frequently asked questions, can you guide me through the ever-changing world of global travel? It's a first. NPR and member stations KCUR and WABE win a Pulitzer Prize. U.S. farmers of color were about to get loan forgiveness. Now the program is on hold. Darnella Frazier, who filmed George Floyd's murder, wins an honorary Pulitzer. 3 experts have resigned from an FDA committee over Alzheimer's drug approval. Now it's McDonald's turn. A data breach hits the chain in Asia. Social audio began as a pandemic fad. Tech companies see it as the future. The following headlines are from The Week. Biden has every intention of discussing Alexei Navalny during meeting with Putin, White House says. Climate policy is the infrastructure that matters most. The story behind the Boris bike, Biden's gift to Boris Johnson. Puzzles, interactive crossword, June 11, 2021. The week's best photojournalism. Department of Justice Inspector General to probe secret subpoenas of Democrats during Trump administration. Puzzles, interactive crossword, issue, June 18, 2021. Solutions, crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 18, 2021. Puzzles, printable crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 18, 2021. The Week contest, unseen art. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. For the first time, redeemed Texas parents may get a second chance. Forget the Alamo unravels a Texas history made of myths, or rather, lies. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The moons of rogue planets could have liquid surface water and thick atmospheres. They could be habitable. Supernova observed by astronomers in 1181 could have been a rare Type 1 axe that leaves behind a zombie star remnant. China's Mars rover, seen from orbit, and from the surface. Sending a spacecraft to another star will require 1 million lasers working together. Did asteroid impacts provide both the heat and raw ingredients to enable life? Astronomers have tracked down the source of high-energy cosmic rays to regions within the Milky Way itself. Partial solar eclipse images from around the world. Jeff Bezos will be flying to space aboard New Shepard next month. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, June 11th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Young Moon, Venus, Mars after sunset mid-June. See first new images of Ganymede in over 20 years. Favorite photos of Ring of Fire solar eclipse. NASA announced 2 missions to Venus by 2030. Why that's exciting. Meet Australodon, Australia's largest dinosaur yet discovered. China to launch Shenzhou 12 mission to its space station. Why NASA sent tiny water bears into space. The next news is from Politico. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Iran and Venezuela are testing Biden with suspected weapons transfer. Picketters and Kate Middleton win the day at G7, obviously. Opinion: what it means to get tough on Putin. Democrats launch their plans to take down big tech, and Republicans are on board. Teen who recorded George Floyd's murder awarded Pulitzer Special Citation. Garland declares voting rights expansion central to democracy. Barr distances himself from Trump-era subpoenas of Democratic lawmakers. Opinion: the Republican case for federal LGBT rights. GOP senators push for Hill veto power over a future U.S.-Iran deal. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Enjoy your most popular lifestyle stories. Djokovic defeats Nadal in French Open thriller to reach final. Would you like a fertility consult with your lipstick? Whereas poised to join rare group of sporting teams to go through season without a win. Trying to stay warm? Here's the most cost-effective way to heat a room. The brutal reality for NAB, regulatory problems have been a recurring theme for years. The rollout that's even worse than the vaccine debacle. A land of flooding cliches, parched of eloquence, the impoverished vocabulary of Australian politicians. The church stripped bare, high rate of domestic abuse among Anglicans exposed. Cops and robbers reboot, why we need the long arm of digital trickery to defeat global crime. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Newswatch, inflation scare, look at this chart before freaking out. Market snapshot, S&P 500 books fresh record Friday, Dow snaps 2-week win streak as investors focus on inflation. The moneyest, my fiancé makes $90,000 a year, I make $150,000, should we merge our finances after we get married? 2 vaccinated Royal Caribbean cruise passengers test positive for COVID-19. Personal Finance Daily, an inflation storm is coming for the U.S. housing market and my mother sold her house to my brother, offering me 10% of the proceeds. Is that fair? Bond Report, 10-year Treasury yield logs biggest weekly slide in a year ahead of Fed meeting. Commodities Corner, here's what sparked the latest talk over $100 oil prices. The Tell, inflation scare, look at this chart before freaking out. The Fed, don't be fooled by some of the hawkish sounds coming out of the Fed next week. Market Extra, how oil soaring to $100 a barrel could be bad for this boom-bust sector and the economy. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Youth robotics team to display invention at innovation event, Chicago Daily Herald. Navy Research Center's IP program fosters and protects innovation, TechLink. The Center for Advancing Innovation and collaborators partner to launch the Innovate Children's Health Challenge II, Pro News Report. Your Manchester, machines that made our lives easier, Journal Inquirer. Latest legal update Express, Startup Series Top 5 funding programs for startups, Lixology. COVID-19 vaccine patent waivers, food, drugs, healthcare, life sciences, worldwide, Mondac News alerts. Is there a brighter picture for patent rights, intellectual property, Cape Verde, Mondac News alerts. The Elbert Files, more about Morrison, business record. McKee, Voorhees and Cease is seeking a biotechnology patent attorney agent, IPWatchdog.com. CNIPA issues reply to determine prior user rights under the trademark law, intellectual property, China, Mondac News alerts. The next headlines are from Quartz. Congress wants to give regulators ammunition to go after big tech for the first time. Half of UK fast fashion is made from new plastic. American workers are quitting at the highest rate in decades. ER visits in the US plunged in the pandemic, and that's not good. What it's like to be in Taiwan, 1 year late to a pandemic lockdown. The case for celebrating bad English in the workplace. Amazon Prime has signed up most of America, now it wants the rest of the world. The death of pipelines like Keystone XL won't save the climate. The NFT boom has gone bust, for now. G7 Summit, Euro 2020, disturbing echidna facts. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Department of Justice says it's time to add ransomware attacks to the ever-expanding war on terror. Former FCC boss Wheeler says Trump FCC napped on cybersecurity. Senator Wicker introduces bill to guarantee the internet sucks. Daily Deal, the 2021 Complete Angular Developer Bundle. Department of Justice leak investigation targeted Rep. Adam Schiff and his family members. Music publisher sue Roblox in full frontal assault on the DMCA. Florida Sheriff's intelligence-led policing effort is nothing more than a targeted harassment program. The decades-long trademark dispute over pretzel internet service providers comes to its obvious end. Most used electric car buyers have no way to confirm vehicle battery health. Instagram's big experiment with deprioritizing likes fizzles as some people apparently really like likes. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Migas Culture 3. Italy versus Turkey. Euros 2021. Nadal. Tsitsipas. Polo G. Myocarditis. Euro 2020. James Harden. Kim Jong-un North Korean. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. After spy-happy Democrats complain of being spied on, Department of Justice promises full internal investigation. Attorney General Garland to double staff to protect voting rights, targets new election laws in Republican-led states for scrutiny. They're even darker horses now, Turkey roasted online after stuffing by Italy in Euro 2020 opener. San Francisco coffee shop owner fires her husband after he repeated the N-word in argument over parking spot. Italy 3-0 Turkey, Mancini's men break personal best in impressive Euro 2020 opener. Iranian nuclear deal talks set to resume in Vienna, Tehran's top negotiator confirms. Emotional Stefanos Tsitsipas breaks down after reaching debut Grand Slam final at Roland Garros. Ronaldo more motivated than ever to retain Euro 2020 title with new group of Portugal stars. UEFA says Ukraine must cover slogan of Nazi collaborators on Euro 2020 kit, despite football boss claiming compromise. Federal judge halts Biden's debt relief program for non-white farmers in case challenging constitutionality of race-based benefits. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Congressman presses Secretary Yellen for disclosure of U.S. gold activities. Cuba's central bank suspends deposits in dollars, citing U.S. economic war. Two big problems are plaguing our economy, new small business survey reveals. NASA's Perseverance rover begins road trip on Mars in search for ancient microscopic life. Viacom crypto, when the levee breaks. Watch, Arkansas state trooper flips pregnant woman's SUV as she looks for a safe place to pull over. Greenwald, Trump Department of Justice obtained data on Schiff and Swalwell, two longtime champions of domestic spying. Bond yields plunge most in a year, dollar spikes as inflation soars. Chief economist, real inflation is now in the double digits and pain is coming. Spook the market, corn, soy oil slump amid biofuel law. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Paraguay publishes names of the vaccinated to stop COVID shooters. Is binging Netflix bad for the earth? Study probes carbon output. Critical race theory becomes a flashpoint in U.S. public schools. U.S. tech titans would have to exit key businesses under House plan. Voting changes by U.S. Republicans spark reaction from Justice Dept. Henri Marie Dondra named Central African Republic Prime Minister. Teen who shot video of Floyd's death receives Pulitzer honor. Peru's Socialist Party chief cites victory as vote count nears. McDonald's latest company to suffer data breach. Can Biden reinstate U.S. global leadership? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Exclusive, Border Patrol got away total reaches 250K in 2021. Nancy Pelosi, no further action needs to be taken against Ilhan Omar equating U.S., Israel to terrorists. Dan Crenshaw, military one of the least racist institutions in America. FBI Director Wray says Mexico cartel activity spilling over into U.S. as border crisis continues. Nolte, failed Bidenomics threatens to return us to Jimmy Carter's 1970s. Biden starts dropping Iran sanctions. Gavin Newsom announces Taco Bell giveaway to vaccinated Californians. Report, Joe Manchin Donors Company receives $1 million grant from Energy Department. Brazil's Bolsonaro mocks Argentine president for racist remark, there's no vaccine for that. China passes law to punish sanctions prior to Biden's Europe meetings. The next headlines are from UPI News. Woman wins $2 million lottery prize while running errands with mom. Watch, beached stingray rescued on Georgia beach. Message in a bottle travels 30 miles in just 7 days. Otter found hiding in engine of parked car in Scotland. Camera dropped into British Columbia lake washes up 1 year later. Look, firefighters free raccoon with head stuck in sewer cover. Watch, Norwegian man dead hanged for 16 minutes to break world record. Kansas lottery player wins Keno jackpot while celebrating birthday. Book return to Indiana library was nearly 52 years overdue. Look, bear rescued from rafters at Virginia manufacturing plant. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. The weirdest things you can do this summer. These 10 plants will get rid of mosquitoes this summer. Health supplements, how to ensure you're getting a quality product. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Flying squirrel as big as a cat discovered in Himalayas, one of the least known mammals on Earth. Mind-blowing surgery in mother's womb spared dozens of babies from spina bifida paralysis. Orchids make fake pollen to tempt the bees, but scientists discover it's as valuable as the real thing. A pregnant mom became a hero after saving 4 kids from drowning. Weirdness of dreams may be why we have them, says new theory of dreaming. Electronic nose has been developed that sniffs out COVID infections in just 80 seconds. Endangered humpback whales gain new protections in Pacific Ocean from the U.S. Eating this vegetable may prevent a hangover, study suggests. Watch quick thinking kayakers save pair of rare eagles drowning in the Danube River. Puppies are born ready to communicate with and understand humans. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, June 11th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. An 8-year-old boy sold his Pokemon cards to pay for his sick dog's $700 treatment. Fix into shock Oklahoma, dad supports gay son with pride flag in viral TikTok video. Israeli archaeologists find whole 1,000-year-old egg and accidentally break it. El Salvador to use energy from volcanoes for Bitcoin mining. Australian researchers discover why only 2 of echidna's 4 penis heads become erect at one time. Octopuses rolling on MDMA reveal unexpected link to humans. Nun admits to stealing over $835,000 from her school to help finance gambling habit, feds say. After truck breaks down, Addison firefighters hose down chickens to keep them cool in the heat. Red alert, Lake Mead falls to lowest water level since Hoover Dam's construction in 1930s. Jada Pinkett Smith steams her vagina on talk show. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. A quantum physics lullaby to ward off your killer robot nightmares. OpenAI says it can make GPT-3 less toxic without enforcing universal values. Volt launches $1,399 e-bikes with a motor made by Acer. After 20 years, the human genome is almost complete. Here's what's left to do. Greek island lays ambitious plans to become super sustainable, but it's just a drop in the Aegean Sea. Amazing is the management app every Apple user needs, and it's over 50% off. Amazon's Zen boobs are ridiculous. Here are 4 better ways to boost worker wellness. How to customize swipe gestures on the Gmail app. El Salvador is the first to adopt Bitcoin as real money, which is good news for the unbanked. Don't be dull, NASA, let us explore some strange space moons. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Brain areas involved in seeking information about bad possibilities. An omega-3 that's poison for tumors. Fashion for pointy shoes unleashed plague of bunions in medieval Britain. Astronomers spot a blinking giant near the center of the galaxy. Star's death will play a mean pinball with rhythmic planets. Study examines the effects of COVID-19 on human kidney cells. Rudeness leads to anchoring, including in medical diagnoses. Leaders who embrace on-job learning and listen to employees have more resilient teams. Florida python hunters may have a new tool. Butterflies and moths have difficulty adjusting to a rapidly changing climate. The next headlines are from Information Week. Rubin Observatory goes open source to capture galactic data. What we can do about biased AI. Machine learning basics everyone should know. What SolarWinds taught enterprises about data protection. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, June 11th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA selects new science investigations for future moon deliveries. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Nevada schools reckon with race, triggering polarization. Utahns are having fewer kids, why that may be a problem and what we should do about it. Officer justified in shooting man who fired at police after a motorcycle crash. Biden gives Utah's Hill Air Force Base money Trump took for border wall. Utah GOP leaders will again tackle critical race theory, gun rights. Utah Olympic bid committee letting athletes take the lead. More leadership changes at the Utah Department of Health, as its director moves to a new state innovation job. Read all over, I think the University of Utah might be the favorite to win the Pac-12 South. Utah Jazz expect to see more zone heading into Game 3, but they also expect to be better against it. Police release photo of person of interest in hate crime at Sugar House Synagogue. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Global banking regulators call for toughest rules for cryptocurrencies. UK lawmakers ask Biden to drop charges against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. New York Senate passes landmark right to repair bill. Amazon, eBay fight legislation that would unmask third-party sellers. Trump Justice Department subpoenaed Apple for data from House Intelligence Committee Democrats. Apple adds support for Windows Precision Touchpad gestures in new Boot Camp update. Apple says its new logon tech is as easy as passwords but far more secure. Amazon will pay $62 million over deceptive delivery tips claims. Airlines plan to plow billions into flying taxis. Google abandons experiment to show simplified domain URLs in Chrome. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. St. Louis City pools reopen as hottest weather of year returns. Water rescue underway on Big River in Burns Mill. Police search for Madison murder suspect after man shot while driving. Video, former St. Anne officer guilty of using unreasonable force during arrest. Smoke rises after crash closes southbound I-55 near Festus. Patrick Mahomes, Brittany Matthews introduced daughter Sterling Sky to the world. Girls discover loyal Shrewsbury lemonade stand customer is a sex offender. Talk radio host Annie Frey gives birth to a baby girl. Schnucks closing Shrewsbury store after slow sales. New St. Louis City SC Stadium renderings reveal seat designs. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Gloria Elliott back bill allowing domestic violence victims to testify in court remotely. As some hospitals face pushback on vaccines, local centers say shots not required. Justice Department, Congress probing Trump seizures of Dems data. Meet San Diego County 17-year-old vaccine lotto winner. Photos, driver swat in hit and run that left woman badly hurt. Alleged street racer faces judge after crash kills South Bay grandma. Boil water notice issued for Encanto. Another San Diegan wins $50,000 as Newsom visits for vaccine lotto drawing. Scaled Back County Fair kicks off in Del Mar. Shooting at nightclub leaves 2 hurt. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Best stealth app to spy cell phone without installing software on target phone. China behind hacker attacks on Russian government, report, Illinois News Today. Ex-Mossad chief signals Israel culpability for Iran attacks. Opinion, spy, does Canada need a foreign intelligence service? Accused serial killer busted after Rite Aid cashier slips GPS in bag. Spotify is aiding and abetting abusers. Users call out streaming music giant for lacking a block feature. China behind series of hacker strikes on Russian government agencies in 2020, report. Israel ex-top spy reveals Mossad operations against Iran. S&P 500, SPX SPY ES, technical levels to watch as more record highs broken. iPhone hacking services to spy on iPhone apps remotely, the American Reporter. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Ukraine to unveil new fighting vehicle during military exhibition in Kiev. U.S. Navy receives first TH-73A training helicopter. U.S. Navy accepts delivery of third landing craft of new class. U.S. Army moves on to the next phase of Next-Gen Artillery System program. Northrop Grumman to help U.S. Air Force ensure the reliability of Minuteman III force. U.S. Navy test modern counter-UAS technologies aboard USS Shiloh cruiser. Ukrainian anti-tank missile show phenomenal accuracy during demo. U.S. Navy launches its new, more lethal Flight 3 destroyer. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Zhang Huang lost his vision at age 21, then he climbed Mount Everest. The Ark, inside a Chinese hospital during COVID-19. China passes anti-sanctions law to push back on Western pressure. Puppies and kittens reign supreme for childless young Chinese. U.S. Senate plans to spend hundreds of billions to counter China. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, June 11, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. High school principal belts out "I will always love you" for graduating class of 2021. Brush fire stops highway traffic in Sausalito. Newsom announces new vaccine freebies, incentives. Arkansas dog Razzle missing for 10 years found in California, family overjoyed. California ISO urges electricity conservation ahead of heat wave. 80% of San Francisco residents have at least one COVID vaccine dose. South Bay couple trafficked over 100 sex workers, DA says. Frequent urban sightings, what you need to know if you come across a mountain lion. Brush fire in Novato under control. Bay Area hotels offer remote workers office alternatives. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Parasites blamed for swimmers' rashes at Wakanda Lake. Ice shelf protecting Antarctic glaciers breaking up faster. Scooter driver severely injured in Lake Zurich crash. Neighbors oppose sale of former school in Downers Grove. Industrial building planned for former Forge Club site in Vernon Hills. Bring it on, suburban residents, visitors enjoying first day of the state's full reopening. Meet Chicago Northwest finds new president from within. East Dundee mayor working to fill board seat, trustee says there's no vacancy. Schaumburg ramping up its concerts, special events as Phase 5 begins. Illinois reopens averaging lowest new COVID-19 cases, fewest intensive care unit patients. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Central Washington University student arrested after allegedly stealing, burning pride flag. Events, festivals, free fishing, more happening in Seattle this weekend. Seattle to give away 2,000 free Orca cards to food and grocery workers. PCC Community Markets delay opening of downtown Seattle location to 2022. New covered performance pavilion, play area open in Seattle's Occidental Square. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 63.96 km, in Indonesia November 6, 2021, 2:23 UTC, 440,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in Costa Rica October 6, 2021, 23:27 UTC, about 14,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green forest fire alert in Mexico. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, June 11th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. $2,500 HISD teacher raises help, but lower earners left out, union chief says. Biggest restaurant group in Chicago turns 50 years old. Clear Lake yacht dealer killed after being followed home from dinner. TikTok trend, dry scooping, could land you in the hospital, or worse. Discovery Green reopens splashy water feature for kids in time for summer. Teen who filmed George Floyd's murder gets special citation as Pulitzer Prize is awarded. The Mandalorian cast rockets into Houston's enter to Comic-Con. Long Island artist creates realistic Mandalorian costume from scratch. 911 operator meets North Carolina mom, newborn she helped deliver over the phone. A tale of two prom queens, same-sex couple makes history in Pennsylvania. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Italy convincing in 3-0 win over Turkey to open Euro 2020. New York Saints moniker catches on during Islanders run. Adesanya puts UFC belt on the line in rematch with Vettori. Pedersen, Rizzo, Contreras homer as Cubs beat Cardinals 8-5. Mariners get back reliever Graveman after COVID issue. Djokovic hands Nadal third loss in 108 French Open matches. A family affair at U.S. Open for Carlos and Alvaro Ortiz. 2 dead when bus, SUV collide on interstate in Indiana. Sheriff, Florida supermarket shooter made Facebook threats. The latest, Djokovic downs Nadal to reach French Open final. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra, the dangers of engaging with elevated stupidity. Policy cheat sheet, where the Democratic mayoral candidates stand. Fake your COVID vaccine card in NY, that could come with a year in jail. How to be a smarter ranked choice voter, do's and don'ts. New York schools are still the most segregated in the nation, report. A guide to all those other races you'll be voting for this month. Watch, stuck bus unstuck from Brooklyn townhouse, New Yorkers rejoice. Once term limited council members are vying comeback, some good government groups don't seem to mind. Teenager killed, 4 injured after speeding Tesla driver crashes into Mill Basin senior living facility. Early edition, New York City's hot new trend is hailing a cab with your hand. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. To improve global health security, we must not abandon tackling existing epidemics. Why mixed messages could turn Boris Johnson's Glasgow climate summit dream into a nightmare. UN scientists, climate change and biodiversity loss, 2 parts, 1 problem. UN rights chief urges accountability for escalating catastrophe in Myanmar. A staggering 160 million are victims of child labor. Preventing hunger while building peace. UN-backed report finds no G7-based stock exchange indices align with Paris climate goals. Unprecedented rise in gang violence across Haiti's capital displaces thousands. Global progress against child labor ground to a halt, UN report. Security Council urged to bring multilateralism alive, to tackle serious global challenges. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. CDC admits teens vaccinated with Pfizer or Moderna at higher risk of heart inflammation. Governor Abbott, Texas will build its own border walls. Kamala Harris tells Spanish media U.S. is a safe haven for migrants after staging Do Not Come stunt for Americans. How contact tracing works. 2. Equally creepy case studies. CDC to hold emergency meeting after 100s suffer heart inflammation following COVID vaccines. Massachusetts School Committee allows real-time crime center to monitor students live. The end of cryptocurrencies. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. The mysterious little door at Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Is this suggestive Mickey Mouse milk ad real? Law enforcement struggles to recruit since killing a Floyd. Video shows Arkansas state trooper flip pregnant woman's car and argue with her while she hangs upside down. Did Judy Garland's death trigger the Stonewall riots? Copyright holder settles lawsuit with love artist's estate. That time a tiger was found in a Harlem apartment. Fake news, a simple nudge isn't enough to tackle it. What are Welsh rabbit and Welsh rarebit? How many snakes were in Indiana Jones' Well of Snakes? The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Evidence points to safety of COVID-19 vaccines for pregnant people. Facebook post misleads on bipartisan Capitol attack report and interview. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Jeff Sessions claims he's clueless about his Department of Justice's snooping on Congress. World's first COVID epicenter kicks off Euro 2020 mega party. Chicago cop donned police hoodie while storming Capitol, FBI. Queen cracks a joke as royals descend on G7 to woo world leaders. Jury puts a price on eggs and embryos lost in clinic meltdown. The best new launches from Kanye West, REI, Floyd, and more. Going 10 rounds with actor Josh Holloway. Scouted gift pick, Weber grill pan. Biden can be a good president or transform America, not both. Here's why Schumer's mostly okay with Manchin blocking his agenda. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Democrats' disastrous voting rights bill is a non-solution to a non-crisis. Bobby Valentine's infamous Mets dugout disguise wasn't his first. California jury awards $15 million to 5 who lost eggs, embryos at clinic. Dems' shameful hypocrisy in blasting Manchin for backing the filibuster. Giant Sam Beal pleads guilty to 2 gun charges. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Healthy mouse pups born from freeze-dried space sperm. The sky this week. Enter the summer triangle. Infinity and Beyond. Episode 20, What are quasars? Did solar eclipses help kickstart human curiosity? 20 of the best places to view the 2024 Great North American Eclipse. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Hospitals across U.S. tell workers they must get COVID-19 shots. Astronomers discover weird exoplanet that could have water clouds. Biden says U.S. to donate 500 million doses to global COVID-19 vaccine supply with no strings attached. U.S. makes major strides in fight against COVID-19 as death toll nears 600,000. Spectacular views of Ring of Fire solar eclipse. Breaking down Biden's plan to donate COVID vaccines. Ring of Fire solar eclipse captured in photos around the world. Biden announces U.S. new global vaccine efforts. Special report, Biden speaks on global COVID-19 vaccine effort. Phil Wilson on HIV AIDS in America 40 years later. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. CIT, Virginia dad dumps 80,000 pennies as final child support payment, daughter reacts with class. Florida Public's gunmen posted about killing people and children, cops say. NY lawmakers approve gender-neutral driver's licenses as part of end-of-session push. Holiday names replaced with day off on New Jersey school calendars. Copyright holder settles lawsuit with love artist Robert Indiana's estate. New York lawmakers approve funds for Cuomo impeachment probe and potential trial. Dog found herding sheep 2 days after being ejected in collision. He'll hurt anything. NYC mayoral rivals pounce on Maya Wiley after she waffled on taking guns from NYPD. Cape Cod man says he was swallowed whole by humpback whale. I was completely inside. The following headlines are from military.com. Lawmakers fume over acting Navy secretary's call to cancel nuclear sea-launched cruise missile. CDC releases findings on heart inflammation in young adults after COVID-19 vaccine. Air Force adjusts new hair standards for women after feedback. Marine Corps working dog trainer dies after being swept out to sea off Okinawa. DNA, forensic genealogy close 65-year-old double homicide of airman, girlfriend. Missiles target U.S. troops, contractors in Iraqi army bases. It's official, White House taps former destroyer Captain Carlos Del Toro as Navy Secretary. Prince Harry spreads news about Invictus Games in Germany. Coast Guard, capsized lift boat cracking as salvage planned. Guard General threatened businesses that didn't publicly support gun range proposal, emails show. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Appellate court orders mother who killed 4-year-old daughter in Bloomingdale to remain in state custody. The Spin, Lightfoot does media tour as COVID-19 restrictions lift, Pritzker out-of-sight mayor, top cop denounce extremism. A Chicago cop charged in Capitol riot, new lawsuit over Democrat drawn map. Life is Work Center. Temperatures hit 90s Friday, weekend temps to drop but still be above average for early June. Second special prosecutor in 2 years adds to turbulence for state's attorney Kim Foxx's office. Judge orders rare hearing in New York for R. Kelly to decide on potential attorney conflicts. Boy, 14, fatally shot in Longdale as family was moving from neighborhood to escape conflict, cops say. Chicago cop charged in U.S. Capitol breach, accused of entering a senator's office. Mexican-American civil rights group sues to block Illinois Democratic drawn legislative maps. Column, Above and Beyond, how one school superintendent has helped protect his whole community from COVID. The following headlines are from phys.org. New discovery shows human cells can write RNA sequences into DNA. Pine Island Glacier's ice shelf is ripping apart, speeding up the Antarctic glacier. Big data, IPK researchers double accuracy in predicting wheat yields. For lovebirds, backyard sleuths boost scientists' work. Climate change is a threat to Africa's transport systems, what must be done? Plant functional traits may better explain liana species distributions. Shelter from the storm, the social landscape of pets and disasters. Researchers warn that modern slavery has been exacerbated by COVID-19. Novel magnet design with mirror-like properties. A quarter of global harvests at risk if agriculture does not adapt to climate change. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, June 11th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. CFP expansion could increase annual revenue to $2 billion. Amazon files 13 lawsuits against alleged counterfeiters. Former Alaska lawmaker pleads not guilty to election charges. Bucks PR staff wins Pro Football Writers Pete Rozelle Award. Governor, Texas building new border barrier, no details yet. Seized House records show just how far Trump admin would go. New York Saints moniker catches on during Islanders run. SRX or bust, CBS not looking for more motorsports in lineup. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Correction, erroneous quote. Chicago PD officer charged in January 6 attack on the Capitol. Prune Yard Cinemas gets colorful with In the Heights cocktail. The Great Food Truck Race All-Stars puts San Francisco, Bay Area in spotlight. Hey Dieter, should the Warriors trade Draymond Green this summer? No joke, San Jose Improv set to reopen June 24th. A heat wave is looming, will there be enough power? COVID, no consensus among FDA's vaccine advisors on vaccinating kids under 12. New images of Mars from China's Hurong rover released. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Alexandria Assistant Police Chief Don Hayes to serve as interim leader. Anthony Blinken presses China to join coronavirus origin probe. Merrick Garland vows to double Department of Justice's voting rights staff within 30 days. Kamala Harris will use bully pulpit to expand voting rights, White House says. Biden taps Carlos Del Toro, Cuban-born retired commander, to become Navy Secretary. Pentagon whistleblowers, troops segregated for privilege walks, critical race theory reading lists. House antitrust panel's bipartisan leaders launch 5 new bills against big tech. Lori Lightfoot, POC-only media policy started a long overdue conversation. DHS legally required to spend Trump's border wall money, officials say. U.S. Capitol Police to add agency's first ever emotional service animal. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Somebody is a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize for audio reporting. Political system unites to condemn Ilhan Omar for telling the truth. Baltimore businesses request police crackdown on low-level crimes. Banishing the ghost of the Great Recession. The Biden administration is routinely sending Mexican children back to danger, report finds. Cori Bush demands FBI data on her protest activity. The Intercept condemns Rio police investigation into Brazil editor Leandro de Mori. States are making tenants jump through hoops to get federal rental assistance. In the least wired country on earth, U.S. military asks airstrike victims to file complaints online. The NYPD is still stopping and frisking black people at disproportionate rates. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, June 11, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Comparing symptoms, RNA levels in patients with SARS-CoV-2 infection. AI predicts how patients with viral infections, including COVID-19, will fare. Are we genetically grounded? International analysis of electronic health records of children, youth hospitalized with COVID-19 in 6 countries. Scientists call for improved management of a weedy tree to protect owl habitat. Factors associated with self-reported symptoms of depression among adults with without previous COVID-19. Deep learning with SPECT accurately predicts major adverse cardiac events. Autopsy study of patients with without COVID-19. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. CPD officer used N-word, shared pictures when bragging about role in U.S. Capitol riots, feds. Backers of renaming Lakeshore Drive for Disable aren't giving up, Mayor Lightfoot. Chicago outfit hired scammer Lee England promised to make good to his victims. Now, he's going back to prison. Cubs defeat Cardinals 8-5. Novak Djokovic, Stefanos Tsitsipas reach French Open final. Scaled back plan for near North Tower faces community review. Chicagoans begin to consider the possibilities of life beyond COVID-19. Jamari Dent, who suffered brain damage after trying to kill himself while in 4th grade, has died at 13. Judge dismisses part of Jeremy Roenick's complaint against NBC. Chicago historian Sherry Williams inspiring people to find their roots, tell their stories. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, June 11, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Harris County approves free parking, coffee and lunch for jurors as planning for pay raise continues. Witnesses at Congressional Glow inquiry say that George P. Bush is trying to start a fight between Houston and Harris County. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, In the Heights. Alley Theater expands its offerings and talent across the board in its new season. Openings and closings. Napo opens, Al Braco this fall, a new Ragin' Cajun. The way too early Houston Texans 53-man roster prediction. Houston gardening, after the rain has gone. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, from brunch to happy hour, sip roast all day. Miles Copeland remembers the police, Go-Go's, Bengals, and Timbuktu in new memoir. The Third Eye of Texas, Record Store Day drop celebrates Houston's psych rock history. The next headlines are about world records making news. Pilot attempting world records youngest around the world solo returns to Phoenix where he trained, KPVI News 6. Ian O'Riordan, eyebrows raised as world records tumble in quick succession, The Irish Times. Tourists visit Lake of the Ozarks for world record boating attempt, KY3. Loco Abreu retires after world record football club career, France 24. On this day, Man United accept world record fee for Cristiano Ronaldo, Sports Mole. Trini-born operatic singer to be awarded a Guinness World Record, TV6TNT.com. 10 world records that could go down at U.S. Olympic trials, swim. Norwegian man dead hanged for 16 minutes to break world record, UPI News. Breaking down Usain Bolt's incredible 10,000th world record, Canadian Running Magazine. The hunting story behind a world record mountain lion, Field and Stream. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Trump's miserable mouthpiece leaving for fantastical social media platform. Teen Titans Go, see Space Jam's trailers beyond Meta. A breakthrough trial used bacteria-infected mosquitoes to stamp out dengue. European Space Agency lays out plans for next 30 years of space exploration. Loki director Kate Herron takes us inside the timey-wimey influences of the TVA. Now you can turn the Commodore 64 into a delightfully chunky Game Boy. A hanging glacial tooth caused February's deadly Indian flash flood. China's new rover captures unique selfie on Mars. Star Wars, The Bad Batch finally solved a big problem. Google's quest to kill the cookie is creating a privacy mess. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mon in Botswana at 138.2 degrees Fahrenheit or 59 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was University Wi in Dome Fuji at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. 3 experts resign as FDA advisors over approval of Alzheimer's drug. NY cannot force internet service providers to offer $15 low-income broadband plans, judge rules. CD Projekt Red doesn't about face, says ransomware crooks are leaking data. Miscal 101, installation, care, and feeding on Ubuntu. AT&T CEO seems confident industry can kill Biden's municipal broadband plan. Kina, Bridge of Spirits hands-on premiere, as good as Legend of Pikmin sounds. British veteran set a new hypermiling record of 9.14 miles per kWh. Google Chrome ends its war on address bar URLs, for now, at least. Tesla takes aim at upstarts with 390-mile range, 200 miles per hour Model S Plaid. The following headlines are from Raw Story. I'll bash your Jewish head in. NYPD seeks man who menaced stranger with anti-Semitic threats. Almost unprecedented peril, CNN reporter warns of assaults on democracy by Donald Trump. Newsmax guest calls for criminal investigation of student for saying all-honoring Pledge of Allegiance. Watch, Trump supporter says home delivery of marijuana is actually slavery. Department of Justice spying scandal reeks, and is likely to expand, Mueller prosecutor Andrew Weissman. Ron Johnson suspended from YouTube for sharing videos promoting hydroxychloroquine, report. Trump claims he is writing like crazy after shutting down his blog. Egregious, Facebook allowed pro-Trump group to pose as leftists to split the Democratic vote. Oh my god, I'm in a whale's mouth, Massachusetts man tells of surviving humpback encounter. Merrick Garland vows to aggressively defend voting rights. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. How the White House's shift on unemployment insurance could undermine its own economic agenda. Barr and Sessions must testify on the Trump administration's secret probe of Democrats. From our archives, the origins of tech people loving the idea of going to space. Putin shares blame for 400,000 American deaths. Should Biden shake his hand? G7 leaders, welcome to Mount Rushmore. Trump went on an execution spree. Biden can make sure that doesn't happen again. It's not just income taxes. Billionaires don't pay inheritance taxes either. Biden just decided not to protect meatpacking workers from COVID. Marco Rubio will defer your student loans, but only if you survive a terrorist attack. 14 GOP-controlled states have passed laws to impede free elections. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Whether or not aliens exist, Delaware and Maryland residents report UFOs all the time, the News Journal. U.S., Europe to collaborate on new Venus mission, Voice of America. NASA missions to test idea of a watery past for Venus, Science magazine. Contacting aliens could end all life on Earth, let's stop trying, The Washington Post. We need a plan if we find we're not alone, Business Day. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Opinion: how to think outside your brain, The New York Times. Can ADHD make you tired? Medical News Today. One day my body went, I cannot cope with this, I was physically sick, The Sydney Morning Herald. How Ohio State University researchers use machine learning to repurpose FDA-approved drugs, BBN Times. Scientists discover gorditas and other novel brain cell types, The Scientist. Want your brain to reach its full potential? These advanced nootropics have you covered, Futurism. Research snapshot, finding confirms process by which ketamine acts as an antidepressant, Vanderbilt University News. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The science of how to live to 150, and why you might not want to, telegraph.co.uk. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, June 11th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Contacting aliens could end all life on Earth. Release of UFO photo prompts more questions than answers. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, June 11th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.